Do I have a clock?
Yeah.
All right, so let me just set the stage before we get started. So this is not a list Aunt Sally's home, put a sign in the car. This is a competitive listing. I met Kelly and Patty at a party that was thrown from someone who I sold a home to. I was introduced by the homeowner whom I sold a home to. I approached them, they said, you know what, we have an agent, thank you very much, like real competitive listing. I asked them if I could just take 15 minutes of their time to demonstrate the things that I do differently to get homes sold, and they gave me that opportunity, and here we are. Clock. Ladies, thank you so much once again for the opportunity. As I mentioned when we were at the party and when we spoke last night as well, I mentioned that if what I say doesn't make good business sense, after 15 minutes, I'm gonna simply stand up and I'm gonna leave. Is that okay?
Sure.
Sound like a game plan? So I typically use a digital platform, but here I have a paper-based presentation, so I can provide this to you as a leave behind. So is it okay if I go through this way?
Sure.
So your home is lovely, and thank you so much for the tour. I really appreciate it. So, so ladies, there is no one in America that sells more homes than NRT and Coldwell Banker Pacific Properties. No one sells more homes than us in America. But I have found that my clients simply don't care about that. What they care about is what we do, what I do differently to get homes sold. So I'd like to share that with you today, if that's okay. All right. So what I have here for you to follow along, this is an exclusive property marketing brochure. You're going to be able to keep this, and this highlights all of the things that I'm going to do differently to get your home sold. Okay? Awesome. So all of my marketing activities start with high-grade professional photography. Yes, this is going to cost me probably between $500 and $600, but I believe it is at the core of how we're going to be able to highlight your home. I'm going to bring in a professional photographer. We're going to shoot it in the absolute best light possible. What we're going to do is we're going to take that photography and we are going to build a single property website, which is going to contain your property address in the website address, in the URL. And we're going to have all of the beautiful photography, we're going to have mapping software, we're going to have all of the valuable information that makes your property and your community so compelling. We're going to, of course, take this information, we are going to blast social media to make sure that we give it its due exposure. So I've been in the real estate business going on 23 years. And in those 23 years, I have amassed a database of approximately 4,000 people. Past clients, current clients, future clients like yourselves, contractors, vendors, all different types of people from our community. So we have the opportunity to work together. The first thing that I am going to do is I am going to take that custom website and I am going to blast each and every one of them to ensure that they know that your property is for sale, and again, of course, highlight its most relevant and beautiful features. Of course, we are going to create a property tour, a virtual property tour for the MLS. We're going to make sure that we get that out right away as well. This is something that I put together.
That's nice.
Yeah, thank you. We take a lot of pride in this. This is, you can take a look at this. We take that photography and we make sure that we build this type of brochure. And the reason why we do this, the reason why we spend extra money to create a brochure to highlight your home, is when a prospective buyer goes back to their agent's office or they go to a coffee shop to write up an offer, we want to make sure that they're focusing on the most beautiful features and highlights of your home. So this is something that we're going to be creating.
Well, how do you distribute these?
So these are going to be in the home for prospective buyers when they come through. Okay. So another thing that I do differently that most agents simply don't make the commitment to invest in is I produce a television show.
Wow.
Yeah, and on that television show, if we have the opportunity to work together, I am going to professionally produce a 30-second spot highlighting your home and all of its beautiful features.
Wow.
And what's better is, in addition to this being on K5 on Sundays at 11, we are going to take that video and we are going to create a YouTube produced clip of just your home, and we're going to be able to share that clip on all social media platforms, on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to share it with you. You can share it with your spheres of influence, and we're going to make sure that we give it maximum exposure. So we are going to cover all of the Hawaiian Islands. We have a distribution of over 1.4 million households who are going to be able to tune in to see your home. So this is something that I do. It is expensive, but I believe it is critically important to make sure that we give your home the exposure that it needs. Have you guys seen these before? Postcards, I'm sure they're mailed.
Yeah.
Very nice. This is actually a jumbo size one. This is something that I have used in the past. I have made a decision to up my game a little bit. And these are postcards that we are going to send to your 50 neighbors, because we believe that the neighbors are oftentimes the gateway to folks who are looking to move into the neighborhood, whether it's colleagues or family and friends. So here, take a look at this. What does this look like to you?
This looks like a wedding invitation.
Yeah, right? So what do you do when you get a wedding invitation?
I will put it.
You open it, so take a look. So what I have created here, this is a beautiful 3-fold brochure that is going to highlight your property, and it's going to stand out from what the other real estate agents are doing out there.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, so this is something that we will do if we have the opportunity to work together as well. Print is not necessarily dead just yet. So I still make the commitment to take properties such as yours and place them in print advertising. I am going to be placing an 1/8 of a page ad in Honolulu Magazine. We're going to make sure that we give it its proper exposure. We want to make sure that we turn all stones over to expose your property, even to the people who are reading print magazines still. Okay?
I still read them.
You still? Me too. Me too. Me too. That's why we're going to do it. So there is a new thing out here called big data, buyer intelligence profiling. We have a very high degree of certainty to understand where your buyers are going to come from, specifically what their income levels are, what demographics they come from, where they currently live, with a high degree of certainty. This is a program that we have, and what we are going to be doing is we're going to be taking this knowledge that we have about where your buyers are going to be coming from, and I have engaged a company to do targeted social media advertising. Not just putting it on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, but utilizing this company to ensure that the folks who are most likely going to be buying your home, it's going to pop up on their news feeds. And not just social media, it's also on CNN and Forbes. It's really going to provide a targeted approach to ensure that we get maximum exposure.
How will it pop up exactly?
It will pop up based upon the knowledge that we have and the things that they have clicked. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever used Amazon? So did you ever notice when things pop up and you're thinking about buying that? Same technology, okay? So do you have your cell phone with you? You do?
I do.
So have you ever seen on properties those brochure boxes attached to signs? Yeah, so oftentimes they're empty. Hopefully they're empty, because what oftentimes they are is you put your hand in there and maybe it rained the night before and it's like an ooey gooey mess. So there's a better way. And I put together what I like to refer to as my CB mobile property brochure. So attached to my sign is a sign writer. You know what, let's try it here. Grab your phone, do me a favor, and text 35620, this demo 0107212. So tell me what you see.
Oh my goodness, it's a property.
Wow.
Yeah. So what happens is when someone is standing in front of your home and they type in this information, they automatically get that website of your property, all the pictures, mapping software. But what's even better is when that happens, I immediately, as the listing agent, I get a text message that you're in front of the property and you just inquired. Now,
Can you call them back right away?
so I can call them back, I can text them back. Some people are a little freaked out by this technology, but I have found that my clients, my sellers want proactive agents versus reactive agents. So I'd rather call or text them right back and maybe catch them a little off guard, but I definitely don't want to lose any lead opportunity for your home. So this is something that we put in place right away. Okay, so here you see I have a list of agents in our market who have sold a home in the last 18 months in the price range in which your home is going to be listed for. I want to make sure that I expose your property to all of those agents. So I have created what's called as the update. And the update is going to email your property to each and every one of those agents to ensure that they know that your home is for sale, to ensure that they understand the fine features that your home offers as well. So we're going to do that right away. Of course, we are going to be promoting your property across all real estate website platforms, Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, and over 900 other websites to make sure that we give you maximum exposure. The one complaint that sellers have with regards to their real estate agent, the National Association of Realtors reported, is that they do a poor job of communicating with the seller clients. Yeah. So what I have put together is what I like to refer to as my seller report, which is going to provide to you a detailed list of all of the things that I am doing to get your home sold. This is something that we're going to ensure that we do to keep those lines of communication extremely open.
How often will you be sending this to us?
This is something that we'll be sending once during the term to provide you with that comprehensive list of all of the activities that we've done.
Can you send it to us once a week?
No, we cannot. Okay. So, as I mentioned when we started, that I didn't want to take more than 15 minutes of your time to share with you what I do to help homes sell. See, my job isn't to sell homes. My job is to mobilize the entire real estate community and your community to cause your home to sell. So as I mentioned, if what I said after 15 minutes doesn't make good business sense for you, I'd be happy to stand up and leave. So my question to you both is, should I stand up and leave at this time?
Well, I don't think so, but I just have a couple of questions. One is like, how much is your commission?
Right, so my fee is 6%.
That's really high. And, you know, someone.
Our friend is gonna do it for 5%.
Do it 5%.
Yeah, no, my fee is 6%. Any other questions?
Can you get the Property Brothers on the TV show?
No.
Property Brothers.
Now you're supposed to clap because we're done. I've never had so many questions.
That's real objective. I mean, the agents are going to engage with us.
Of course,
Yes.
of course.
So I think we should be